school because I saw that on your bio. You know what I mean? I did my background on you. So
Want to say that I am a Christian per se. That's when I found out the term an ominist,
okay,
which is a person who believes in all religion and finds truth in it all, but does not confine in
okay.
religion.
There were scriptures
what
that
I-
could have helped you out of that
Yeah.
situation because we all go through things. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
with you saying that, it was crazy because this year, like that's where
What
kind
did
of
we
came
do,
on. Out of nowhere, the first thing that came to mind was pray.
Yeah.
Audio Jungle.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sonic Movement. It is yet another beautiful show, and I'm very excited about the one for today, gents. Ladies and gents. We got a very wonderful guest, a multi-talented guest. So we're going to be just divulging into her life, trying to find out what it is that gets her going, that wakes her up in the morning, and what inspires her to do what she does. But before we get into everything, I'd just like to tell you this, ladies and gents, that you can always catch us on our socials, The Sonic Movement. Check us out on our Facebook and YouTube. And yeah, man, if you so ever feel the need that you want to get in touch with us to a more personal level, if you have any suggestions about the show, check out our email as well, info@thesonicmovement.co.za. And other than that, I think we are good. My name is Sikelela Ndesi. I am your host. And fortunately or unfortunately, today I'll be hosting the show myself. I do have a co-host, but he couldn't make it. So we're obviously checking him out on the next episodes. But without wasting any more time, I'd like to introduce you to my guest, Anathi Bushet, an actress, a model, an artist, and an athlete. I don't know how this whole mashup comes together, but yeah, man, by the grace of God, she does what she does. And yeah, let's just get into it and hope and trust you do enjoy the show. So, Sis Anathi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
I'm very okay, Mama. I'm feeling very blessed. Thank you very much for being here.
Not a problem.
I know a lot has happened, and we thank the Lord God that the show did manage to come together. And Siswam, let's get into the thicker things. Can you please tell us who is Anathi Bushet?
In a nutshell, I would like to say that Anathi, me,
Yeah.
I'm a person who is bubbly, energetic, very social, and a go-getter. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've noticed some of the bubbliness since we've been talking behind the scenes. And I must say, I love your personality.
Thank you.
And you shine wherever you are, Sister Laweyabo. And hopefully, you're gonna make the show an amazing show today, ne?
Without a doubt.
Most definitely, sister. And like I told you behind the scenes, sister, about my journey into Christianity. I was raised a Christian, went to different paths, came back this year. So everything I do is pretty much Christocentric. But this show is not about me. You know what I'm saying? We accommodate everybody from different backgrounds around here. So I will be asking you questions about you, but we'll also get into some of the things that you just told me behind the scenes that oh, by the grace of God, you came back to church, right? You're back with us. So first and foremost, Sister, I'd like to start with this. Can you give us a brief background about your studies, where you where this whole inspiration of this art came from? Because I understand you do. You just told me now you do a bit of poetry, you do a bit of singing, you're an actress, you're also a model. So how did this all come about?
I think it all started like as a kid. I've always been energetic and also having ADHD, so I was very busy everywhere.
For
And
sure.
then in like prep, primary, and high school, I was very into sports.
For sure.
So the sports was my main highlight because I was able to, use all my energy in one space, and I happened to be very good at it. But then when I came across the performance world, which was drama in grade 8, I was like, oh, I actually like performing and I want to be on stage.
Yeah.
And that's when I started auditioning for like plays in high school. And funny enough, the first time I'm actually auditioning, I ended up having a leading role in one of the plays we're doing for the Alexander Playhouse into schools thing.
So this means you've always had this in you.
Yeah.
Safe to say. I mean,
You
it's.
could say, yeah.
I mean, for you to just score a role like your first audition is that speaks volumes, man. You know. What
I
I'm
think
saying?
I was just lucky also that the character wanted like someone like that's youthful and young in a sense, like not just be like to say immature, but like
Bubbly.
a child of sorts. you
Okay.
know. And then from that, I told myself, you know what, I have a goal to get my honors blazer in drama in high school. So I did Your Eye Stedfords. I did audition for Interhouse plays. And there was a time where I auditioned for Interhouse plays and sports clashed with the rehearsal times.
So sorry, Anathi. Before you move, what
Yes.
is inter-house plays?
So in my school, Clarion High School for Girls, we have inter-house plays where each house, like, your name badges had colors, right?
Yeah.
So each house would come out with a play and then compete to see who has the best play and the
Okay.
best actresses and all
Like
that
red
stuff.
team, blue team, blue squad.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
yes,
We
yes,
used to do
yes.
that sports. We never did it like artistically, but that's
Yeah,
very
it was for
interesting.
cultural things.
For sure.
And then at that time, my rehearsal times for the play clashed with my sports time. So then the director just removed me from the play completely. And I was so angry. And I was like, I'm done with drama. I'm done with performing. I'm done with everything. But that was not the end of it, because the following year I auditioned again because I didn't give up. To find out that year I auditioned again, I became Best Actress.
Wow.
Which shocked me because I was not expecting it. I was expecting someone else who everyone was like, no, she's going to get it. She's going to get it. And then I got it, and that shocked everyone. And I was like, wow,
Oh, that's super,
Okay.
man. And this is still in high school.
this is still
yeah.
in high school.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 more years, so that makes it now 3 years running, I became
Yeah.
Best Actress, which is the first time ever done in my high school.
For sure.
So even now, I'm still the only person who's received Best Actress 3 years running.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah.
That's like a head trick of some
Yeah,
sort,
head
man.
trick
That's
award.
super. And now, venturing out of high school, because I saw that on your bio, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I did my background on you. So you did mention that you went to Stellenbosch,
Yes.
School of Drama. How was that different from high school? Because I can imagine you in a much bigger space now, and there's probably more competition.
Yeah, I think, without saying anything negative too much,
Yeah.
it was a,
Okay, let's keep it positive.
it was a big drastic change because I was used to a town that was small and I knew everyone, and it's easier to shine, I guess you could say, when there's less competition.
Yeah.
And then going to Stellenbosch, everyone there is talented, obviously.
For real. Sure.
But then, unfortunately for me, I did not speak Afrikaans or understand it. So there was that disadvantage of.
And it's predominantly
Not
predominantly
predominantly.
Okay.
Like, it's almost like a 60-40.
Yeah.
And that depends on the day where, what is what.
Okay.
And when jokes like that would be made in Afrikaans and all that stuff, it would just bring me down. And I'm like, I also want to feel included. I want to be a part. When we had like monologues to do, all the Afrikaans ones were interesting and the English ones were boring. And I was like, this is not fair. I don't like this. But I didn't quit. I could have dropped out.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but I didn't. I continued and I graduated. And the shocking thing is, I actually didn't want to go to my graduation because I was like, I'm so done.
For
with
real,
this
Joe. Now that
drama,
is.
this performance. I don't want to be a part of it. And then my mom just reminded me that, Anathi, do you understand how much you have achieved?
And plus, how much you've worked hard for it,
Yeah.
Joe. I mean, the things you had to go through, and the least you could do is, you know what I'm
Just go
saying?
through that. It's just, wearing a pretty dress and walking across just to say that I've done it.
But seeing that you've gone through so much,
No,
I
if I could
get
tell you how
you.
many times I'd call my mom crying, but Mama, no, I don't like this. It's so unfair, blah, blah, blah. And she decided, no, just keep going.
Yeah.
This is life trying to groom you and teach you the hardships of life.
For sure.
Because if you can make it through now in varsity where most competition is happening, then adulthood won't be as hard and difficult. So the fact that you're still going and you're still strong says a lot to me and shows me that you can make it into the adult life.
Yeah. And just out of curiosity, at this time, like which faith were you following?
So I grew up as a Christian.
Yeah.
And then obviously I had my slope of not going to church, but I never said that I'm not a Christian. But then there'd be certain things that I wouldn't necessarily agree on based on whatever Bible I was reading.
Yeah.
I was just like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Want to say that I am a Christian per se. That's when I found out the term an ominist,
Okay.
which is a person who believes in all religion and finds truth in it all, but does not confine in the
Okay.
religion. And that's what I felt like I believe in, because I also follow the traditional ways of my culture.
For sure. Yeah, I get you.
'Cause I have the gift, you could say, of sorts. So there's that falling in line with Christianity. And I was like, "But now these two are not
Yeah.
aligning. Now I'm confused. What do I do?" And I started going to different churches
Yeah.
around Stellenbosch. And I was like, hey, I don't feel whole in this church. So I'd go to the next one just to find one that I felt at home.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't find one there because I didn't see Stellenbosch as my home.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that back then. And then when I came back to East London with my boyfriend, he took me to his church, which is the Apostolic Church
Yeah.
in Cambridge, in Morningside. And then I went there once and it was crazy because where I was sitting, the way the light was shining through the window, it was almost like this positive ray of energy
Yeah.
that made me feel
Glory to
I'm supposed
God,
be here.
man. Yeah.
I
Glory
feel
to God.
comfortable
Yeah.
here. I'm meant to be here. And what they were preaching that day, I feel bad that I can't remember it. It spoke to me. It almost felt like they did a
could
background
relate.
check on me. I was just like,
Yeah.
this feels very personalized. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
a personal attack. What's going
No,
on?
I think it was supposed to happen that way because, you know, the journey that you've been on, and I've been on the same journey.
Yeah.
Hence, I had to start off this whole podcast with that, let you know where I'm at with my spirituality, because I've also had to go through that, trying out different churches, you know, people being lied to with all these fake pastors out here trying to scam people for money. But thank God I found the church that I'm at right now, and I found my place. And I can relate so much to what you're saying, you know? So hence I had to ask you, like, at the time when you were in Stellenbosch and you're going through these things, because you got to a point where you graduated and you felt like you don't even want to go to that graduation. Because at the time, I feel like, had you been devoted to your Christianity, I feel like there were scriptures that could have helped you out of that situation, because we all go through things, you know what I'm
Like
saying?
with you saying that, it was crazy because this year, in fact, that's when it kind of like was like an awakening of sorts. The hymn books.
Yeah.
I actually started noticing that the hymn books are actually like poetry if you want to read it that way. Because the one time we were at the church and I recently went through a very difficult time this year. And and things weren't easy, and I just wanted to give up on everything. And this day when I was at church, they were just singing normally, like they normally do. But for all of a sudden, I was just like, I know they stopped singing after this, the second verse. There's a third verse though, and I want to read it on. And while they were still preaching, I continued to read it, and I started crying.
Yeah.
Because it kind of spoke to me that, yeah, man, it's gonna be difficult, but don't give up, because you need those hurdles and those tough times in life so that you can appreciate the good moments and be like, I've been through that. I've gone through those obstacles and I came out stronger. And I did not let them define me. I did not let those hurdles make me smaller.
Exactly.
So I was just like, there's a lot about going to church that has made me see that it's not how most churches paint it out to be. And
Yeah.
people stereotypically say that, no man, church is for people like this and this and this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you need to find your connection to the church.
Most
And
definitely.
then once you found your connection to that specific church that you feel at home,
Yeah.
then everything else will just fall in place for you, whether you're ready or not. It'll just
Yeah.
happen on its own.
And trust me, you couldn't have said it better, Joe. You know what I'm saying? And because it is what it is for you. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So on to the next question. And okay, like let me ask you this, seeing that we on this spiritual journey that we're on right now. How has God been I mean, how has God helped you in your spiritual journey, in your journey of life per se? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at a situation and you felt like, man, I couldn't have made it through, you know, I couldn't have made this by myself. It wasn't of my own strength. You know what I'm saying? Have you got any stories that you can probably share with us? Like, you know, I've been at this point in my life and that wasn't me. That must have been the grace. In your
Yeah.
acting, in your modeling, in whatever it is that you've been.
Actually, the one story that made me realize that there is a God has nothing to do with my performances and my interests. It was actually in grade 7.
Okay. And that's early in your life, you.
Yo, too early.
Yeah.
But no, it's never too early, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sure.
I literally just went to sleep after studying because I had a maths test the next day. And then in the morning, like in the AMs, all I hear is my dad screaming my name from his room. And I'm like thinking to myself, yo, what did I do now? I haven't done anything. I've been studying. And then I walked into the room. All I see is my dad on the floor, and he's like actually crying, and he's in like so much pain. And I've never seen my dad like that. And he had what's that thing that bursts? Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Ulcer. It's not ulcer.
I don't know what it was.
Okay.
But that had happened, and then he had called my name, and now I'm there. I'm like, "Yay,
What
what's
do you
going
do,
on?"
Joe?
Out of nowhere, the first thing that came to mind was pray.
Yeah.
And I'm not a person that usually prays because I was still learning the gist of going to church and the whole understanding that prayer is actually very powerful.
Yeah.
And I just knelt down and I started praying like I've never in my life before. And while I was praying, it was almost like I felt this energy of source of light, like just hovering above me. And the more I was speaking, I was like, it doesn't feel like it's me alone speaking now.
Yeah.
And the more energy I felt, and then after I was done praying, I told my dad, okay, now sit upright like this and lay down, mama, get water and this. And then I was so confused because I've never done first aid. But when my dad came back, he was telling me that the doctors was like, it was a good thing that I told him to do what he did.
Wow.
Because that little thing actually helped him by the time he got there. Then at least it gave him more time for them to assist him. And I was just like,
And it's those small miracles we overlook, Joe, because that in itself is a gift from God. You get what I'm saying? Man, that is a very powerful story, Anathi.
besides that one, it's the whole dreams thing. Because people don't realize that you can also dream.
For
And then
sure.
foreshadow things. But I
Yeah.
didn't understand that. Okay, there's the cultural aspect of it.
Yeah.
Right? But there's also the religion side of it too. And sometimes I would dream things that would happen and that if it would cause anyone harm,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, but I would just tell my friend about, like funny enough, I don't remember when now, but I think it was in primary or high school.
Yeah.
We have this thing called the gift, which is when Clarendon and Selborne
Okay.
will start
Come together.
and they
Okay.
sing for Christmas,
All
like
right.
the Christmas hymns. And I had this dream of my friend like falling off the stairs, and of the what is it, the stands, man.
Okay,
Stands.
yeah.
And that the actual gift was postponed, and then the day was postponed. It had rained, and when it had rained, she was trying to climb up and she fell. funny enough, the gift was really postponed, and then the day of the gift, it was raining, and this was like months later. So I couldn't even say that. Oh, maybe I'll check the weather. No,
Yeah.
and she didn't go. She
Poor
ended up just
thing,
being an
man.
audience member, and someone else fell.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa,
Whoa, it's just, yeah.
okay.
People falling, now what's happening? Yeah.
Yeah, that was like wild.
Mm.
But I feel like his impact on me, whether I liked to acknowledge it or not, because I've really struggled with finding my relationship with God, especially through the things that I've gone through.
Yeah.
And this year, I don't want to speak too much on it, but yo, there was a lot to deal with. But
Personally,
yeah,
career
personally,
wise, yeah.
mentally, like it had me. And then there was some decisions that shouldn't have been made that I had made,
Yeah.
but he would speak to me in his own version to like, no, now's not your time.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, I've got a whole plan for you. Just continue.
Trust the process.
Yeah, and he would start slowly removing people that aren't good for me in my life. And to me, I just hated it because I was like, I'm losing friends, I'm losing
Yeah.
connections. What's going on? Like, is it me? Am I the problem? And I realized people that are being removed from me, it's not that they're necessarily bad for me, but the combination of me and them was
yeah.
not good for my life because of
sure.
the choices that I would make or the choices that they would make around me.
And what God Himself has
Yeah.
planned for you. I mean, we never understand while it's happening. To tell you the truth,
Yeah.
it happens to me as well. That you'll be like, "What's wrong with me?" You start blaming yourself, but
Yeah.
you know there's a bigger picture. God sees where you can't see. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I actually wanted to get to where you are right now in your life in terms of your art. You know, onto lighter things. You know what I'm saying? Where are you with your art? Where are you with your acting? Is there any way people can catch you?
Yeah, shame. I've been very quiet, especially this year.
Yeah.
I actually don't like the fact that I haven't been doing anything
Active,
towards
yeah.
my goals, my aspirations. But the one good thing is I have been working on fixing any issues that I have myself and finding a sense of peace within myself and
Sure.
finding my authentic self. So that's what I've been working on now. I'm not much on social media as I should be, but I do have my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook. So if people want to see, they can see glimpses and
Yeah.
glance there. But I do have hopes to get to a point of starting to record my songs because I've been just writing and keeping it all private. And it's getting to a point now I'm like, all these things that you're good at, Anathi, why aren't you sharing them?
They're
'Cause
just
what if
piling up, yeah.
the messages that you have written and you thought they were just lyrics or poems or whatever you had actually can speak to someone and assist them in becoming better, because there's a reasons why I'm going through my struggles, and maybe I am that person with a voice to voice it out, to let people
sure.
know that they're not alone and that this is how I went through it and this is how you can
Most
better
definitely,
yourself.
and that's the power of art, you know, in itself. So, Anathi, you need to get that work out there, Mama. Please, man. And so, like East London, how's the industry around here? I mean, from Stellenbosch after you graduated and whatnot. So, did you just come back to East London
Yeah.
straight? And how has, you know, like coming back home affected
My
your
interest.
your interest? Have you been out there getting acting roles? Because you're multi-talented, Joe. You a model, you actress, you know, artist. There's a lot to
Yeah.
you, man. You know.
I actually blame myself for that, is because I'm not actually going out there
Okay.
as much as I should be.
Yeah.
I guess you could call it the fear of failure, which is something that I should not be letting take power over me and actually just be out there.
And that's
If I don't succeed, it's okay, continue, because I remember the version of Anathi that, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, doesn't work out. So what? Move on to the next thing.
yeah.
But I've stopped doing that, and I need to actually start going back to, I need to push myself, put myself out there, because what if me doing that and making it there, I become an inspiration to someone else wanting
Most
to do the same
definitely.
thing instead of
Most
just
definitely. Yeah.
staying in my shell, my safe space. Because I need to be in an uncomfortable position to
Yeah,
shine. You know, you get out
exactly.
your comfort zone.
And look at this, Anathi. I mean, you still got more years to you young, you know what I mean? You got the looks. For me, sometimes it takes you getting out of this comfort zone where you're at right now and just saying, okay, let me just go where things are happening. Let me go
Yeah.
to Joburg and whatnot, just to test it out. But I know this might sound very cliche, going to Joburg or Cape
Yeah.
Town. You can even start your own thing over here. But my challenge to you after this show, Anathi, because you need to leave your socials, let people know where they can get you. Now, when people are looking at you now, and please, man, just be active so that, people can see the progress, can see you move, you know what I'm saying? And I do understand you promised us a poem, you know? We have to get to the poem, sister. We have to get some of that
No,
skill, man.
not
You
a
know what I'm saying?
stress. Not a
Yeah.
stress. When you're ready, you'll let me know.
Yeah, but okay, would you, when like to leave your socials out there to let people know where they can get you or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So if you want to find me literally on my Facebook, my Instagram, and my TikTok, it's Anathi_Bushet.
yeah.
That's where you can find me. On Twitter, I am not even a person that's active there. I don't even know how to
And
use the
it's
words.
called X now, mama. So
Oh, yeah, I'm a
so
part of the old.
yeah.
Okay, it's
So
fine.
it shows that you're not even there
I'm
now, you
not
know what I mean?
there.
All right.
Yeah, but you can find me on those social handles. Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, just a quick game that I'd like to play with you.
Not a stress.
Yeah, and yeah, man. So it's called Would You Rather.
Okay.
Yeah, and trust me, Tinage here, we keep it spiritual, we keep it
Okay.
Christocentric. So these would you rather actually. So would you rather have the ability to heal people with your touch, which you already done to your father, Grace, I don't know, or always know the right thing to say?
In fact,
Because
no, I
these
would.
questions actually
Yeah.
tell us a lot about you. So, and I would like to be like you, yeah,
No, I would rather.
to be on your toes with
What
this.
was it? The second one you said?
Okay, would you rather have the ability to heal people with your touch or always know the right thing to say?
I would rather have the ability to know the right thing to say because even through sickness, if I don't have the ability to help you, at least I have the right words to motivate you to still keep going.
Okay, that's interesting.
I would rather have that.
All right, there's the second one. Would you rather spend a year in biblical times, or the future? I think if you were if you're so much into your Christianity, this should be easy. But would you rather spend a year in biblical times with your Noahs, with your Davids, with your what, or the future? I'm pretty sure now we're moving into AI now. You know what I mean? So
No, I'd rather stay in my times with the biblical times in the future and become part of that because there's a reason why it happened in the past.
okay, so which one is it?
It's the one where I would be in the future. So I
Okay.
can become a part of that story because those stories already
Okay.
happened.
Yeah, and they're recorded and done,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't know
I don't want to be
Anathi
that
at
one
that time.
person that's the reason that something's changed now. But yeah, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Next thing I ruin the whole thing.
For sure. Okay. And the third one, would you rather be able to speak to animals or understand all languages? I know. These are just,
You know what's crazy? And
Yeah.
it's not that I hate people, but I would definitely choose to understand all animals.
Oh, me too. I'd actually go for that one. But why would you do that?
My thing is, I feel like I can learn the language if I want to, right? And someone else can also learn with me. But animals, there's no way you can learn an animal dialect.
Yeah.
But if I understand it, I feel like they can also tell us a lot about the universe and the world that no one has been told. I can tap into that unknown
That
knowledge
is so
that
true.
they have. So
So
I would
that's
like
so
to
true.
know that knowledge.
That is so true because a lot of the misconception about animals is that people think some animals are dumb or what. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't understand nature, I mean, I feel like by understanding nature, you become so much closer to God.
Yeah.
So just communicating with animals is just, all right. And another one, would you rather have endless amount of your favorite food or never have to sleep again?
Yeah, the one of not sleeping reminds me of a vampire. So like, bath.
Okay, endless amount of your favorite food.
Never sleep. You'll die.
But it's not that. Kaloku, if you don't sleep, it because you have that gift, it doesn't mean now you're gonna die. You probably just have to figure out what you're gonna do with that time.
You know how important rest is, and it's very healthy for the brain's growth. So I would choose the food.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. Yeah, I would go for the food as well. All right. The last one. Would you rather be able to instantly know the answer to all questions, or be able to travel through time?
Travel through time.
Okay. Yeah. That one was pretty much that
Let me
was pretty
travel through
easy.
time.
So yeah, man, that's our time with you, Anathi, because I'd like to leave some space for the poetry as well. You get what I'm saying? I had a whole different show planned, but it's just that one of our guests
Wasn't
didn't
here.
come through. So I enjoyed my time with you. Thank you very much, sister, for coming through.
enjoyed it too.
You know, I appreciate you. I'm pretty sure the gents as well. Appreciate your time. And yeah, guys, don't you have any question that you would like to ask Anati? Pick a brain or something. Macebo, you said you were gonna ask something, bro. But it's okay. Otherwise, yeah, ladies and gents, it's the Sonic Movement, and it is I, your host, Sikelela Ndesi. If you're gonna butcher my name, rather not say it at all. Call me Supreme King, and you know I'm also a praise poet. So, but you'll get to see my poetry and my art in future, guys. You know, today is about Usiswetu Anathi over here. So we'll just sit back and enjoy her poetry. So, Anathi, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? I am so excited. So
Okay.
take your time. You just let us know when you're ready. Oh,
Not a stress.
okay. Let's go.
So this poem is called Better Than a Rose. Better than a rose. I look upon this flower before my eyes. Green leaves with veins, with thin lines, with a smooth texture that is so unique. Put with other flowers makes the others look bleak. With petals that grow beautifully with dying time, with such alluring looks, it became a love sign. Having a memorable, tranquil scent, this isn't an ordinary flower, it's heaven sent. This rose can never be replaced. The meaning of this rose can never be misplaced. This rose won't ever be forgotten, but you, my love, are beyond the simple rose.
If she's so good in poetry, I wonder how she is with the rest of the things that she's doing. But may God's grace and love be with you, sister. That's what we're about here. And I pray that you stay strong in your faith. Come back to Christianity. We need you here, sister. There's a lot that I feel that you can do for this kingdom, more especially with beautiful words like that. That gift right there will take you places with an energy of the heavens behind it, sister.
Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure, Saswam. And just give a greeting to me, to your boyfriend, and tell him to put the ring over there. And otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great show from my side. And we'll check you again on our next episode. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment on our channel as well, The Sonic Movement, YouTube, Facebook, and otherwise, we'll be advertising, we'll be marketing for you guys. Stay tuned, man. And stay blessed. Easy.